Okay. So I've pressed the recording button. So, this will be available for other students as well. Okay. We're going to be looking at the LO2 today. Yesterday we looked at the marketing mix LO1. Can you remember anything about the LO1?
Yes, sir. We have discussed about the marketing product definition.
Right. Yesterday was the
branding, positioning, segmentation. And 4 Ps.
4 Ps. That's right. We looked at the 4 Ps for
promotion.
Yes. So we looked at the 4 Ps yesterday. And which one did you look at? The first one? We looked at the product. Okay.
Product, then price, then place, and promotion.
No. Yes, there are 4 elements of the marketing mix, or maybe 7 elements of the marketing mix.
Yes, sir.
And we looked at the product yesterday. One of the elements. Okay. The first element of the product is we looked at the product. Today, we're going to look at the price. Okay. The second element of the marketing mix.
Okay.
Today is, what date is it? Today is Wednesday. And the date is 26th, is it? 26th of July, 2023.
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to be looking at the LO2. So do you know anything about the pricing? How you use pricing? What do you use pricing? How do you product your price? Or how do you price your product? Sorry about that. What do you, when you make your cooking oil, for example, when you make your shama oil, how do you price? What do you base the product price on?
By adding the cost of material and expenses on it.
Okay. And what percentage do you push up the price of the product?
We have not
for
fixed
example
percentage.
I'm sorry?
We have not fixed percentage.
Oh, you don't have a fixed percentage?
Yes. Just competing with the market.
Competing with the market. All right. Okay. So who advises you to price the product? Your accountant or yourself or your managing director or manager, or who tells you to price at this particular price?
Director.
Oh, so how does he know? Does it look at the market research, or does he look at the other products in the market and then just prices off the air, or guesswork?
By buying the price of olein or palm oil. So from that, it is increased and decreased.
Right. Okay. So we're going to look at the marketing mix, but particularly the role of price. All right. And there are 2 learning outcomes. We're going to look at the 2 learning objectives today in the pricing. So first one is to look at the use of pricing to reflect the perceived value of the benefits of a product to the buyer. And the second one is to analyze the use of pricing to offset the cost of product manufacturing and or service delivery. Okay. So these are the 2 learning objectives we're going to cover. The first one is i.e., what is the use of pricing to perceived value of the product to a buyer. So what do we mean by this? What we mean by this is when we look at the price, when we look at the product, the buyer looks at the product, and if he thinks or she thinks it's cheap, what do you think? He will buy it or not? If it's a cheap product, will he buy it? For example, Coca-Cola or Shama oil, right? If it's cheap compared to other products, but the benefit is the same, do you think he will buy it?
No, sir, he will check a product. Okay. When it is cheap, so everybody will buy it.
Yes, it depends on when we're looking at the use of pricing to reflect the perceived value, i.e., we're looking at the value the buyer puts at the product, but he thinks this is not good in value because it's cheap. And this is good in value because it's expensive. So this is what we are trying to say, perceived value. How does the buyer see the value of the product? Depends on the price. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if two products like your product, two oils are the same, or one is cheaper and the other one's expensive, which one will, the buyer will see which one to buy. I think he will buy what kind of value he will look at. The buyer,
Yes,
okay, he'll look at the value of why is it cheap, this product, and this is expensive. He will think twice.
yes, sir.
That is what we
Depend
mean
on
by,
his pocket.
huh?
Depend on his pocket.
Depends on the pocket, depends on the price, of course. But the perceived, when we look at the key terminology, when we're looking at the perceived value pricing, this is one way of pricing your product. Okay. If the product is very cheap, if the product is cheap, for example, customer may not buy it because it's cheap.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But if it's expensive, or he thinks I bought this very expensive product from this supermarket, and of course the benefit will be good, but it's not going to be any better than a cheap product. Okay. So this is what it means, perceived value. Perceived value pricing is a method that a firm sets the price of a product by considering what product image a customer carries in his mind and how much he is willing to pay for it. So if you think this product is very expensive, it's going to give you a lot of benefit, you will buy it, compared to a cheap product which will have the same value, which will give you the same benefit, but you will not buy it because you think it's cheap, it's rubbish. This is what the perception of the customer is. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is what we mean by product perceived value pricing. This is what we mean by product perceived value. In other words, the product and the product price is go hand in hand, and the customer puts a value in his mind. He thinks this is very expensive, it must be very good, it's top of the range, but the product is the same. It's not going to give him good value. This is why we could, all right. So when a product, for example, if you buy an iPhone, for example, if you look at the here, if you look at the slide, if you buy an iPhone just for the standard function of a module, but you pay high price, the person who's buying it thinks it's very expensive, it's going to give me a lot of benefit, but it's going to do the same as a cheaper product. Okay. That's why we call it perceived value. The marketing mix, okay, is one of the 4 elements or maybe 7 elements of the product mix or the marketing mix. Okay. So the price is number 2. Okay. Price is number 2 in the 4 P's of marketing or 7 P's of the marketing. Okay. And it's one of the key elements of every business to customer strategy, right? So it's very important. Price, product is very important. Number 2 is the price is very important from a business to customers. Okay. And there are different factors to consider when you're developing your pricing strategy. So if you look at your Shama product, there are different pricing strategies that your managing director will develop or marketing director will develop. Okay. It depends on the short run and the long term. Okay. It depends on the short run and long term strategy of your product. Okay. It may reflect your value you provide against your competitors. Okay. So the customer will see some kind of value to the product against your competitors. So if you think this product is good, but your competitors think the price is lower or price is higher, you will think how much to charge, okay, to your customers, depending on your competitors, as you said earlier on. Okay. It'll you will match your product, you will match your price as to what the market will pay for the price, pay for the product. So you will see from your market research how much the person is willing to pay for your product. You just don't price because you want to price, you want to charge high price, but the customer can't afford it. And if they can't afford it, you will have no sales. Because your product is very expensive. They will not buy it. They'll buy some other cheaper product maybe, yeah, from your competitors. So your sale will be affected. So this is, you have to match the market, how much the customer is going to pay for it, how much competitors are pricing, how much the competitors are pricing, what are they charging. So you look at them, as you said earlier. Okay, then they may charge a price for their product depending on your intention to maximize your profits. Okay, if you want to get more profits, it depends how much you want in a short run or long run. You will price according to the profits that you want. Okay, correct? If you want to achieve good profit, okay, let's price it, test it, check it. And if it doesn't, if the product doesn't reach its profit level, you might reduce a little bit promotion, you might give a discount, you might entice the customers, buy one and get one free, like this. Huh? So it depends on your revenue and depends on your goals, depends on your short-term and long-term objectives, pricing strategy. It depends how much you want. It depends on your customers and it depends on your competitors, right? So many factors. So your price depends on many factors. Pricing, okay? Not the price, pricing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Pricing is different and price is different. Similar to market is different and marketing is different. Market and marketing are both different. Price and pricing is both different. Now, price of a product, for example, £5 or 5 rupees, this is a product, this is a price. Okay, and pricing is the technique. Pricing is a method. How to price this product, how to charge £5. How did we know it's £5? Okay, that's the pricing bit. So there are a lot of pricing techniques. There are a lot of pricing strategies that you can use to price your product. Okay, so Shama'il, for example, we use different strategies to price its product. Okay, one strategy can be, for example, floor pricing, right? Understand?
Yes.
Floor pricing. Or another strategy could be penetration pricing, or another strategy can be cost plus pricing. You understand? So when we are talking about the pricing, we are talking about the techniques, methods. When we are talking about the price, we are talking about the value you put against your product. How much? Okay? You understand the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So price is the value that you put, that you attach to a product, and pricing is a technique that you have used to reach that price. Okay, and one of the techniques that you can use in your pricing is known as cost plus pricing, penetration pricing, for example, low cost producer pricing, or floor pricing. So there are many techniques that you can use. Okay, now what do these mean? Floor pricing, for example, have you heard the term floor pricing?
No, sir.
No. Okay, so floor pricing, for example,
But
here,
not clear what it means.
okay, it's not clear what it means. It doesn't matter. Let's have a look. Floor pricing. Let's have a look. Where's my yeah, floor pricing here? Okay, can you see this slide here?
Yes, sir.
Here. Okay, what's the floor pricing? A floor pricing is one technique. Excuse me. Okay, let me now floor pricing is a technique. Okay, it's a method which is used below which we can't go. It's a limit, it's a boundary. Okay, it's the price we cannot go under. Okay, it's the minimum price that we're going to charge. You understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the minimum price we're going to charge for a product, and that's known as a floor pricing. Floor price, right? Below which we can't go. You understand?
Yes, sir.
below which we can't go. Like it's like a minimum wage, for example. You cannot pay below a certain wage to labor. You understand? In England, there is a minimum wage law, right? Minimum wage must be some kind of amount of money that you're going to pay somebody who is working per hour, okay, per hour rate. So a person who works at the age of 16 or 17, they may get £10 or £11 per hour, minimum wage rate, right? £9, £10, £11, depends on the age. Do you understand? So per hour,
Yes, sir.
they cannot, nobody will pay them less than this amount of money. If they pay, then they are breaking the law. So this is called minimum wage law, for example, okay? So in pricing, in product pricing, when we are talking about a price floor, this means we cannot go below this price. You understand? We cannot go below
Yes, sir.
this price. So because it's not affordable, we can't afford it. Maybe because we become loss. Okay. So this is how we're going to charge. Okay. This is a level we cannot go under because we make loss, because we have to pay taxes, because we have to make a profit, because we cannot recover our raw materials cost and so on. So this is called floor pricing. Okay. Right. Okay. What's cost plus pricing? You know this method because you use this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is a cost price pricing, if you may ask? So cost plus pricing, it means how much it costs you to produce this product. Okay. Raw material, labor, and you have overheads, right? Distribution cost, and you have a commission and salaries and wage and expenses, electricity bill and everything. When you've made this product, you add your bills on top of the product, raw materials and labor cost. Okay. And it gives you a
Yes, sir.
cost. So for example, you told us yesterday, I don't know how much the shama will cost, maybe 2,000 rupees for 5 liters, right? Or maybe
Yes, sir.
2,400, maybe 2,300. Then you add a percentage to that product, right? It becomes cost plus. It costs you 2,000 to produce everything. Then you put 10% on top of the cost, which is cost plus. So 10% will add you 2,200, 2,400, whatever the cost is. Okay. So that's known as the cost plus.
I see.
Okay. So this is how you're going to calculate. Cost plus means you're going to add a percentage to your cost. My product, your product cost you 2,000 to produce. 10%, add 10% to your cost will give you 2,200. If it costs you 2,400 to produce, then you add 10% to 2,400 will give you 2,800. Okay. This is how this is cost plus pricing. And this will, okay. Penetration pricing means you charge a lower price. Okay. This is one method. You charge a lower price to enter in the market. So if Shama costs 2,000 to make, then you add 10%, that will be 2,200. But when you want to get a new market and you are a new product, you are a new producer, you want to get quickly into the market, correct? You want to get a market share. You want to be known into the market, you charge a lower price. Okay. Initially, you charge a lower price to get into the market. So when people are aware of your product, you will raise slowly. You will increase the price by slowly, by 5%, by 10%. So it's people don't notice it. Last time it was 2,400. Next month it will go up to 2,500. Next month it will go up to 2,550. Like this, slowly. You capture the market, you keep the customers. And this is known as the penetration market. All right. Penetration means you charge lower price beginning, then you charge higher price later. You will get the market quickly. Then understand?
Yes.
Penetration market. Okay. Now, one Yes, another one, we will come on to the other types of marketing pricing techniques. Low cost producer pricing. Now this means you are charging low cost as well, because you want to collect this different segments into the market. You may be charging different prices to the different customers. Okay, some customers are rich, some customers are poor, some customers are family, some customers are lower income and higher income. So you differentiate the product a little bit. Okay, so you charge different prices to them. Okay, and because it costs you low. Okay, so these are some of the techniques that you can go and explore a little bit more detail. All right.
Which pricing is better to run business?
Which product pricing is better
to run business very fastly?
I'm sorry?
To run business very fastly and make a place in market.
Yes.
Easily as compared to other products.
Okay. Are you asking me a question or are you telling me something?
I'm asking a question, sir, that which pricing strategy is
which
much
pricing
better?
strategy is good?
Yes, sir.
Right.
To capture
okay.
a market.
It depends on your marketing objective. What do you want to achieve? Which product? If you want to capture a large market very quickly, right?
Yes, sir.
You can try penetration marketing, lower charge the product at the beginning, then raise the price a little bit higher afterwards. So you will get into the market. So it depends on the competitors as well, competition. So you charge a lower price because you want to get quickly into the market, penetration marketing. Okay. If you want to make a good profit, cost plus pricing, but it depends. Maybe it will affect your customers. Maybe it will affect your market share. Maybe it will come, it will affect your products. Okay. So it depends on your motive. It depends on your objective. It depends on what you want to achieve. Do you want to achieve more profit, or do you want to get more market share and you want to stay in the market for a longer term? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Depends on the customers, depend on the market competition, depends on the raw material. There are many factors, but mainly cost plus pricing. It depends on your cost and the maximum amount of money you want to make in quickly. Penetration is lower price at the beginning, and following months or following time period, you will reap the profit afterwards. Okay, it depends. You can try both. Okay, or depends on your promotional abilities as well, objectives and promotion. Okay. Another pricing technique is competitive pricing. It depends on your other products, similar products sold by other businesses. Okay, so you have lots of other competitors selling dalda, selling Sufi oil, selling other types of brands. You need to check what are they selling. Are they similar to your products? Are they different? Are they better? Are they worse? And then you sort your pricing according to the competitors' pricing. Okay, this is known as the competitive pricing. It depends. Okay, right. What do customers value? This is the customers' value, i.e., what do they perceive? What do they think? Where are they? What value do they get? So are they getting a high value or are they getting a low value? Right? If they see they are getting a low value here, for example, you look value creation on the on the horizontal, and on the vertical is perceived price. If you think or if the customer thinks that they are getting lower, they are getting, or if they perceive they are getting lower value, that means the price is lower. They think the product is no good because it's cheap. There must be some problems with this product. Yeah, they perceive this. Okay, why are they selling so cheap? It can't be. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you get this feeling? If you think
yes,
oil is very cheap, 5 liters, this person is selling 2,000 rupees and you're selling for 2,500. Why is that very cheap, 2,000? There must be some, maybe it's old product, maybe it's not a good quality, maybe it's not a healthy, maybe it's old oil, right? It depends what the customer thinks. You understand? So they will not buy it. But if the same product, right, if the same product is sold higher price, the customer thinks, ah, this is good quality, let's buy this because it gives me better. So what they perceive is their mind, all right? That's so this is what we mean by what do they perceive customers value. Okay, do you understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, so you look at these i.e. psychological, you look at the psychology of the buyers, you look at their mind, you read their mind, you do research, you ask them habits and what do they want to buy, how do they perceive, and you look at the research, you look at the material, research materials, and you look at the published sources or do your own resource, research resources, and so on and so forth. Okay, there are a lot of different confusion for companies as well. They think, you know, where do their product lie? Is it good? Is it better? Is it worse? What do the customer want? Do they want basic value for money? Do they like a good performance, or do they want the best performance? And how much they're going to pay? You know, it depends on the customer, and producers like yourself also are confused at what the customers will pay for a product. So they are always confused. Either are you looking for value, or are you looking for brand positioning, or are you looking for price focused? What do you want? Yeah, what's your aim? What's your marketing strategy? What's your objective? Do you want to be the best, or do you want to be average? How does the customer see you? How does the customer see yourself as a producer, right? So this is confusing for the companies, as for the organizations, for the producers as well. So where do they see their product? Either at the bottom, or at the top, or in the middle, right? Do they want to create a lot of value for customers, or they want to create a good price, or charge less price or higher price? So it depends on your objectives. Okay, lots of companies, right, recognize the importance of value pricing because they want to stay into the market. So for example, Philips, for example, right, or Bosch. You have heard of this, General Electric, Bosch, Philips, for example. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Philips, for example, they you know, charge different pricing, right, from different people, and it looks at, depends on sales, customer teams. They want to, depends on the marketing, depends on the business line to define the most effective price and pricing strategy. Bosch uses, a company like Bosch have introduced a chief price officer or strategic price coordinator to look at the value of pricing. So they appoint somebody to research. They look at customers, they look at the product, and they do some research, and they find out how do the people value your product. Okay, so they do a bit of research. Okay, General Electric also do the same, and all the other companies will do the same and find out how do they value their product, how do they perceive the customers, how do the customers perceive their products? Do they see it good, better, worse, cheap, expensive? So it depends on the, okay, what do the customer needs? It depends on the customer needs, and how do they value. They can get some research, they can do some analysis, they can do by interviewing, they can do market research. Do you understand? So you can get these ideas from the market research. So you and Shama, do you do some market research? I'm sure you will do. Otherwise, your marketing team will, of course, do some market research. You do surveys, you do questionnaires, you maybe interviews, you ask your customers, what do you want to buy, how much you're going to pay, what's the quality of our product, do you how do you judge our quality, surveys, you ask their feedback.
Yes, sir.
You may telephone them, and ask them, what do you think about product? What do you think about our service? We have a distribution channel in Rawalpindi, and what is the distributor like? Does he give you good service? Does he give you good promotion? Does he give you any discount? You know, what about the quality? And you test it, and you tell us what's the quality of our product is, so we can make it better. Or you don't do any research?
No, sir, doing that.
Of course.
Without research,
So,
it is impossible.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible to
Create
launch
a
any
market.
product. That's correct. Okay. So this is all we find out from the customers. So these are with technique. When we are pricing the product, we are always looking at different techniques of pricing. Okay. So you find out from research. Okay. What's the objective of the value pricing? The objective, different objectives, as you say. Are you going to increase market share, for example? You know, what do you want to achieve? Correct? Do you want to increase the market share? Do you want to increase your profit, for example? Do you want to increase your revenues? Now, difference between your revenue and the profit. Profit is cost minus the revenue, and revenue is the total revenue. Okay, the total revenue will increase, but it doesn't mean you are making a profit, because your costs might increase. So therefore, your profit might be a little bit, okay, and it's not increasing. Maybe you are just covering the total sales. Doesn't mean that your total sales are, when you have a large amount of sales, your profit is also increasing, because your costs are always increasing as well. So it depends. If your total revenue is increasing and your costs are increasing, maybe the profit margin has reduced. Okay, it depends. But if it's an increase in, if you are increasing the revenue, that means, increasing the profit, it means you are reducing the costs, okay, and increasing the revenue. So this will give you a higher profit. So what do you want? Do you want to increase in sales, total sales, or do you want to have a good profit? It depends on your objectives. What do you want? Do you want to get a good market share? Do you want to get a bigger market share? If you have more market share, that means you might get a more sales, maybe you are going to get more profit. Okay, it depends on what do you want. Or do you want to get the revenue and the market share together? Or do you want to maximize the initial trial? For example, initially you decrease your profit and later you increase your profit. Okay, or you want to get into the market and you want to compete against your competitors. Okay, what do you want? There are many objectives, right? There is no one objective. I can't tell you this is the objective. There are many other objectives, right? It depends on your strategy, depends on your marketing objectives, depends on what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Okay, and what you want to achieve determines the price of your product. Okay, understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the factors to consider for value pricing strategy? What are the elements? Okay, what are the determinants? Okay, what factors when people buy the product, what do they perceive your value pricing strategy, or what do you see as the factors affecting the value pricing strategy? Okay, you can see there are many different factors. For example, what's the competition in the market? Yeah, this will determine your value pricing. What's the demand, for example, right? What's the demand of the product? Maybe people do they have income, right? What about the quality? What about the other competitors? What about the, for example, product life cycle we looked at yesterday? What's your costs of marketing, manufacturing, selling? What's your position in the market? Are you new? Are you old? Or you are just testing? Where is your product? Which is it, top end of the market or bottom end of the market or middle end of the market? Which is your position, right? So it depends on many of the factors. It depends on all these factors. Elasticity, demand elasticity, it means you keep on increasing the price, but the demand doesn't lower, or demand is not affected. Understand? because people want to buy it, okay, because it's a necessity. And all the necessity products, they have a demand elasticity, okay? They are known as the inelastic. Inelastic means you keep on increasing the price, the demand still increases, or demands, yeah, doesn't affect because people want to buy that product. Inelastic, okay? If it's elastic, that means when you increase the price, people will not buy your product because they will switch to other products, okay? And that's what I mean elasticity, i.e. if you increase the price or decrease the price, it will have an effect on the demand. If you increase the price of oil, what do you think? People will buy more or people will buy less?
Will buy less.
Why?
Because there is so much competition as compared to other companies.
Okay, but apart from competition, why would they buy less? Do they not cook anymore? So what do they use instead?
We'll cook, sir, but here is the price manufactured.
So
They don't
what
see
they're
a
going to
quality. They don't see quality production and that how much liters is it, but just see the price.
So but what? So what they're going to use instead of oil? What they're going to use? Dalda, ghee?
No, they come, yes, sir, dalda or Sufi or soya supreme like that.
Yes, but are they cheaper?
No, sir. At this time, Shama is cheaper, and other are at high prices.
Okay.
But when we increase the price of Shama, so automatically they move towards it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe. If you keep on increasing the price of petrol, what happens to the demand of the petrol? Will they decrease or increase?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you.
If you increase the price of oil, if you increase the price of petrol, will people demand less petrol?
No, sir.
No. Same thing with oil, same thing with cooking materials, same thing with eating. So some products are elastic and some products are not elastic. So people who eat or people necessities, they will keep on increasing the price, but people will not buy less. They will still buy them, keep like food items. They have to buy to eat, to survive, to live.
Yes, sir, food is the need.
Okay? Yes, so this is what I'm saying. You see, when you have talking about the elastic demand and you are increasing or decreasing your price of the oil, it will not affect the demand much because people will still buy the oil because they have to cook. But if there are substitutes, if there is oil, expensive, but is there a product which is cheaper than oil, they'll buy that product. That's known as the substitutes. It depends on the substitutes. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, because there is no substitute for petrol, they will keep on buying. Because there is a smaller number of substitutes for cooking oil, they will keep on buying these products. There is small number of substitutes for tea, they will keep on buying tea or other drinks. Okay, so it depends on the close substitutes. All right, so when we are talking about the demand elasticity, it depends on whether it's elastic or inelastic. Inelastic means the price will increase, demand still increases. They don't stop eating. So this is what I'm saying. Okay, so it depends on many factors. So what we've looked at these here in 2.1 is we looked at the use of pricing. Okay, we looked at the pricing which reflects the perception of the people. Okay, if there is a high price, they think it's a good value. If the price is low, then they think the quality will be low and will not buy this product. Okay, so buy something else. Even though the cheaper product is good in quality, you see, if you buy the same products in malls, for example, yeah, if you are buying a product from mall, people will think this is a good quality because the price is expensive. But if you buy the same product from a market stall, the price is cheaper, but the product is same, they think this is not good. Is that so? Hello?
Oh, yes, sir.
So this is known as the perception of people. So if they think they will go to a mall, buy a product, but the product is same as sold in the market, Raja Bazaar or maybe Peshawar market or Swat market. They end up going to a different expensive mall. Product is the same, price is different. If they buy from a mall, they will show, oh, I bought this from a mall, so and so mall. This product is number one, but the product is same as number one in the market. Price is different because the cost is different. Do you understand? Cost in
Yes.
the market is cheaper because they have selling expenses, low selling expenses, low wages rate, rent is very low. In the mall, rent is very high, expensive shops to rent, and they have to recover their salary, and they have to recover their decoration cost, and they have to recover their salesperson cost. So the product price is expensive. This is known as the perception value people. So they will buy that product and pay for higher price. Okay, but the quality same. And this is what we mean by factors considering value pricing. Okay. Number two, let's look at the use of pricing to offset the costs of product manufacturing or not. So what are the factors, or what are the use of costs? The costs are different. Okay, different people view cost differently. Okay, economists, for example, look at the price from a different angle as to a marketer or accountant. Economist, you know, person who looks at economics, right? Person who
Yes.
looks at the demand and supply and the market prices, and the person who is an accountant looks after the finances of a company, for example. They both are different, but the name of the term price is the same, but they look at different angles. Now, price to an economist is viewed from supply and demand. Depends on the supply of the product and the demand of the product. If the supply is less, right? If the supply of raw materials is less, the price of the product is going to go up. If the demand is high, the product price is going to be high. It depends on the factors. If there are a lot of people wanting to buy Shama oil, but the price of supply is high, this demand will be high. But if there is no supply of the raw materials coming from oil producing country, the demand is high, price is going to be high as well, because there's no supply of materials. You understand? So it depends on the supply and demand of factors affecting the supply and demand. But the accountant looks at the price when he looks at a different cost. He looks at price from a cost angle. Do we need to recover this cost? Do we need to make a profit? Okay, cost plus pricing, cost less pricing. Which type of product shall we price, or what shall we charge? So he looks from cost angle. Okay. And a marketer looks at another angle. He looks at how much share of the market can we capture? Can we stay competitive in the marketplace? You know, is there a lot of competition because there are a lot of people in the market? How do we look at the price? It depends on the number of people, number of competitors in the market. So everybody's looking different angle, all right? So we cannot say this is the right definition. Everybody looks at different viewpoint. Customers looks from a different angle. He looks, if the price is good, this product is. If the price is cheaper, this is good for me, but this is good for me. All right. If the price is expensive, this is no good for me. So this is the different angles. So 4 viewpoints. You have economist view, you have accountant's view, you have customer's view, you have a marketer's view, because we are looking at the marketing. So different angles. Okay. It depends. We talked about a little bit of pricing techniques. We looked at the cost of demand. We looked at the basis for pricing, type of product. We looked at the market structure, market share, for example, cost plus pricing, how much you're going to charge, percentage or amount, or, you know, is it based on cost plus or cost based pricing? It depends on what you want to add, right? So different cost pricing, markup, okay, markup, it adds to the cost of the product a predetermined percentage of that cost. Okay, so you want to get a markup of 20%, you will add it to the product. Okay, it depends on the base of demand It depends on the competition. So there is no one, you understand, there is no one pricing technique that is the most appropriate for any product. You have to depend on many factors, right? What are you charging? What do you want? Do you want a lot of money? As we talked about penetration, do you want a market share, or do you want to keep increasing the customers, or you want to get into the market quickly, or you want to increase the profit, or do you want to decrease the profit, or do you want to recover the cost? So it's different factors. Do you understand? So there are different views when we are talking about 2.2, the use of pricing to offset the costs. You are talking about the type of costs that different people look through their angle: accountants, economists, customer, marketer, and what are they aiming for? What is the basic objective of pricing? Do we want to increase the market share? Do we want to keep the product increasing in its demand? Do we want to recover the cost? Do we want to add a markup, right? Do you want to increase competition? Price is influenced by the competitors. You look at the competitors and you act accordingly. You want to stay in the market, or you want to, make a quick profit and close the business and go. What is your motive? Many motives. Okay. For example, Toyota. Have you heard of Toyota?
Yes.
Okay. Toyota is a car manufacturer, and we have everybody or most people buy it. Okay. Or they produce a lot of products, and they charge different prices to different customers, different markets, different areas. Do you understand? So they produce smaller cars, they produce luxury cars, they produce two doors, they produce 3 doors, they produce 5 doors, they produce 7-seater, they produce trucks, they produce jeeps, they produce many different types of products, and they charge different prices to each customer, different prices for customers, because they want to stay in the market, or because they want to look at the customers by research, how much they can afford. It depends, right? So they will start at 10,000. Some are, for example, cheaper, less than $10,000, right? Some are between 10,000. Some are between 15 and 20,000 and 25,000 and 30,000 plus. So it depends on how much they want to capture. Do they want to capture very cheap market first, or they want to capture the very expensive market first? If you capture the market very expensive, but there are no customers for expensive products, maybe smaller number of customers, right? And how many units you're going to sell? Small number of units. How many people will afford $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a car? Very few. But if you are talking about $10,000 or less, many people will buy this. So it depends, yeah? It depends what you want to achieve. You can sort it by different model selectors, okay? Right? Okay. There are different people. So it depends on many, on your motives. You can use optional product pricing. So, for example, restaurants use different prices for their products when they want to recover costs, or when they want to increase costs, or when they want to get more customers, or when they want to slow the customers, or whatever. Okay, so it's many things. Different phone market, for example, right? Phone markets, sometimes they give free to promote business. Sometimes they, buy 2 get 1 free. Depends on, they offer different pricing, conditions. They offer different prices, techniques to, practice banding, or price banding, or price packaging to people, depending on their need, depending on their, what people want and what do the company needs to do. Do they want to, if they think their market share is decreasing, maybe of one product, they might offer good discounts to customers to increase the product price. Different packages for different customers. Do you understand? Or why? Because some people will use it all the time. Some people will want to use for emergency, or a smaller number of times their mobile. Some people want to use for their, middle, yeah, smaller number of calls maybe, or some people want to use the internet, some people want to use the for work. It depends. Some people want to use it in the morning and in the evening, right? Or the weekend. So package is different to catch the different customers, right? So this is depends on the packages, depends on the needs of the organization, and depends on the needs of the customers, and you attract different customers according to different marketing pricing strategies, right? We looked at this pricing strategy earlier on, so you can look at that in detail. Okay, type of pricing strategies. Okay. Now we need to talk about who takes the lead, for example, who makes the policy, for example, who makes the pricing policy. It depends. There is no one person who takes the lead. Okay, it can be people in the market, which are known as the it could be price leaders, for example. Yes, some companies can be price leaders, right? Means these companies or these products, right, will charge whatever they want, and the other will follow. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are known as price leaders. Why are they known as price leaders? Is maybe the product is very new, for example, or product is very unique, or product is nobody else has this product, and you charge this product, and other people have it, but they will follow what you're going to charge. They are waiting for you to charge. Okay, if they, so that means they are price, you are the price leader. You dictate the price, you charge whatever you want, and the other marketers, other people in the market, they will follow you. Okay, if you reduce the price, they'll reduce the price. If you increase the price, they'll increase the price. They are known as the price leaders. Do you understand? Price leaders. For example, if you reduce the price of oil, other companies will reduce the price of oil. If you increase the price of oil, they'll increase the price of oil. So you're leading the price leaders. Okay, followed by rivals. Now, price takers means they have no option but to charge this ruling market price. So if you are charging expensive, they will just take it as it is. They will have no option. Okay, so they'll just charge what the price is in the market. They have no option. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you are a market, if you are a price maker, you mean you fix your own price. Okay, you can fix your own price, and you leave the others. Either they can be follower, or they can be leaders, or doesn't matter. But you just charge your price depending on your motive, depending on your strategy, depending on your needs, depending on your products, and so on. What do you want to achieve? Okay, there are different. So there is no you can't say who takes the lead. There are price takers, there are price makers, there are price leaders, and there are price followers. Now, the price followers are people who follow the price. If you have set up a price of 2,500, other will say, okay, we'll charge 2,500 as well. There's a lot of competition in the market. We have a supermarket, for example, in Tesco, big supermarkets, right? And there are other few supermarkets. They charge whatever one does, the other follow. There are few oil sellers, for example. You have a Tesco, you have Aldi, or you have a Esso, you have Texaco, Texaco, right? All these oil sellers, pumps, petrol stations, they follow each other. They follow yeah. So if one key increases, the other increases. If one lowers the price, then the other will follow same. Okay. So you have to look at the terms, who takes the lead. Okay. So what we looked at, today we looked at the pricing, different pricing techniques, because depending on your needs and requirements, needs of the market, needs of the customers, need of the competitors, needs of the customers, and you looked at the prices from different angles, from economist's viewpoint, we looked at the accountant's viewpoint, we looked at customers and marketers, and we looked at the pricing techniques, we looked at the pricing strategies that you can use when we are charging for our products. Okay, so this is the LO2 is basically on pricing. Okay, so you can review your notes, you can look at your PowerPoint, you can do more research, and you can look at the role of pricing in the marketing, because the pricing is very important. If there's no pricing, then of course you're not doing anything in marketing. So you have to look at pricing as a market mix element, okay? Because there are the basic 4 elements: price, product, price, promotion, and place. So we looked at the second marketing mix element today, okay?
Yes, sir.
There are references. You can look at the marketing reference books, as we discussed yesterday with Kotler, for example. This is very a good book, Kotler, okay, Marketing Management. Or you can look up any marketing book, and they'll have some kind of pricing techniques, pricing strategy. Or you can look up an other, on the internet, Google, and you can type in pricing techniques, pricing methods, pricing strategies that companies use, and you will have a lot of these, cost plus pricing and markup pricing and all the other elements in marketing, all the other strategies in the marketing. Okay. Any question? Any more question?
No, sir.
Okay, we have a good session today. I think we've been more interactive. You're asking questions and I'm trying to answer your questions. So it's been good, enjoyable today. Okay. So keep
marketing
on,
is interesting.
Keep on increasing this kind of interaction, because it's not a kind of a lecture as such. We need to talk, and we need to be more interactive. Marketing is very interesting. It's more like a interactive subject. Okay, it's doing something. So you enjoy marketing, I think.
Yes, sir.
You like marketing. You are involved in marketing with your product?
Yes, sir.
So what's your role in which department? Marketing department?
No, sir, I just do nothing. I'm at
do?
home, but when I get free, so I move towards the office. So I move towards the office, so I take interest in marketing.
Okay. So you're not working?
I have nothing to do.
You have nothing to do with the marketing, or you're not working in the factory?
I'm not working, sir.
You're not working?
Yes.
Well, why not working? What's the problem? Why aren't you working?
So my father is there. And the persons are hired, so they are doing work.
And you don't work, you don't help him? You don't want to get experience?
Why not help him? Why not help him, sir, when he moved towards some like this? So I am in office.
You're in the office?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So that means you are working in the office. You're not staying home. You are still working.
No, sir. I'm doing the work, but not like that, permanent. Just helping him.
But you're still learning. You're still getting some knowledge. Of course, you're still helping your father. You're still helping the office. You're still gaining some skills, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is valuable experience that you will have when you qualify, and you can apply your experience to your assignments. You understand? Yes, very important. Your practical experience is very valuable, and you can ask your managers or to help you to do these assignments, because it's get the examples of your products, right? How your company, how your products are related to the marketing elements. You can give examples of your own marketing techniques. What do you use? Which type of pricing strategy you use in your organization, which will be getting you a better grade, which will give you raw experience. Okay, so these is just not a subjective but application. So you are in a lucky position that you have of course you are involved in the marketing environment, you are involved in the finance, you are involved in the operations, you're involved in the promotion, everything that's directly applicable to your teaching and your learning. Okay.
Yes,
that's right. Okay, we will have another session tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll speak to you tomorrow looking at the LO3.
No, it's the session is on 31.
The
next
session
one.
is on 31, which is
Yes, sir.
let's see what is
The
on
coming
31. Yes, 31, which is the next Monday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. We will look forward to meeting again on 31st.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.